We know they're fast. We know they're loaded with technology. And we know they have funky seats. But before we get to the racetrack, we're going to drive these three hot hatches where they'll spend 99% of their time, on the road. We've got three pilots in three different cars, each with three distinct flavours. Matt's in the Volkswagen Golf GTI original. Marty's driving the all-new Hyundai i30N. And yours truly snagged the beast from the east, the Honda Civic Type R. But can the scorching new Hyundai hot hatch rival the refined Golf GTI or the Civic Type R's razor-sharp grip on the tight, twisting asphalt of the picturesque Victorian high country?
Well, the Golf GTI mightn't quite be the focused track weapon that the other two cars are, but there's no denying that it's a comfortable car to live with and an easy car to drive at a brisk pace. It really is a joy to drive. I love getting behind the wheel of this car. I have a lot of fun every time I'm in one. This particular grade of GTI might not have all the engine trim and chassis tuning equipment that the Hyundai i30N does, but if you have a look at the infotainment screen, it is pretty classy. There's gesture control, of course, and it's a really nice interface. In fact, I reckon I almost prefer it to the Hyundais. I think one of the other things that the Golf GTI, particularly in this original trim, has on its side is that it's just such a comfortable and easy car to live with. I mean, sure, the seats aren't as supportive as the other two, but it is really comfortable. The ergonomics all work quite well. Visibility's really good. It's the sort of car you could get in and drive really long distances, no worries at all.
After driving a lot of kilometres in the Honda Civic Type R on a lot of different roads, I can say that it's not the best long distance traveller. The seats look awesome and provide heaps of lateral support, but after a few hours in the saddle, my lower back is getting rather sore. Ride comfort is not great either. This car is stiff, even on the comfort mode. And there's a lot of road noise and there's engine noise, and it's kind of a bit mind-numbing when you're just doing that everyday drive. The Civic also has a more planted front end than the Hyundai, but where it falls behind is the interior. Yes, it's got the fancy schmancy seats, but the plastics, they're not so good, and the infotainment system's a bit average, and you're paying a lot more money for it. You kind of expect a bit more quality. Two things, however, I do like on this is the radar cruise control and the automatic lane keep assist. On the freeway, it just drives along by itself, which none of the other cars offer.
So the i30N really is the Goldilocks of this group. It's not quite as plush in the ride quality as the Golf, nowhere near as firm as the Type R. It's not as noisy as the Type R on any given road. Its seats aren't as supportive as the Type R, but they're far more comfortable than the Golf's. The infotainment system, another case in point, it's super ergonomic. Its screen is up high in the line of sight. It's not as classy as the flush-fitting Golf system, but it's much easier to use than the chintzy, difficult Type R setup. There's also far more technology in this car. It's got a multi-mode drive system. So we can scroll through Eco, Normal, Sport, and then there's an N mode, which is also customizable. So we can separate steering, damping, throttle mapping, a bunch of other parameters just to our liking.
How epic was that drive? I mean, all these cars are amazing, and these alpine roads, mind-blowing. But I got to say, after several hours in the saddle, the Type R didn't impress me as much as I thought it would. I mean, it's just a little stiff, the seats are a bit too firm.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, mate. I've spent sort of the same amount of time sitting in the Golf, and I've got out none the worse for wear. It's a really comfortable car to drive, and it's a really organic experience behind the wheel too.
Agreed. As an all-rounder, it's hard to beat, but
It is.
that i30N is, you know, not just for the price, it's great value. Yes, there's too much plastic. Yes, the steering's a little heavy, but breadth of ability, best car here.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, and I think you really got something on that price point too. Like when you look at these three together, the i30's not that much more than the Golf, but it's not that much behind the Civic Type R in terms of engagement and feel at the wheel. So
Yeah. And performance too. I mean, the mid-range and the low end on that is phenomenal. And I think, can we agree, this is the winner on the road?
yeah, I think you're right, mate.
Undoubtedly.